Paternally inherited IGF2 mutation and growth restriction. The definition: IGF2 is a peptide hormone and a member of the IGF family. IGF1 and IGF2 regulate somatic growth and cell proliferation by binding and activating the IGF1 receptor. Although both expressed during the fetal development, IGF2 is thought to have a major effect on embryonic growth, with IGF1 becoming predominant after birth. Studies of mice have supported a major role for the IGF receptor pathway in growth. Knockout of IGF1, IGF2, or IGF1 receptor results in growth retardation, whereas overexpression of IGF2 results in overgrowth. In humans, mutation in IGF1 and IGF receptor have been implicated in intrauterine and postnatal growth retardation.
Hi, how are you everyone? Welcome back to my lovely channel. For your information, this video was created on 21 July 2018, 03 of hour, 04 of minute and 09 of second. In this lovely day, we are going to explain something. The thing is, what does IGF2 do? In the next few seconds you will get a short information about what does IGF2 do. Hopefully it will help you. Enjoy the video. Here is the explanation about what does IGF2 do. Insulin-like growth factor 2, IGF2, is one of three protein hormones that share structural similarity to insulin. The mesh definition reads, a well-characterized neutral peptide believed to be secreted by the liver and to circulate in the blood. It has growth-regulating, insulin-like and mitogenic activities. Now, we will give you 20 seconds to read again the explanation by yourself, so you can absorb this information. Please take your time.
Applications in medicine. Here, we report a paternally inherited IGF2 nonsense mutation in 4 patients from one multigenerational family who have severe intrauterine and postnatal growth restriction and a Silver-Russell syndrome, like phenotype. The other family members, in particular the fathers of the patients and the paternal grandmother, were of normal height.
The fetus has an amazing ability to adapt to uteroplacental insufficiency. Unless it is very prolonged and severe, it will not ultimately cause permanent damage to the unborn baby. Sometimes uteroplacental insufficiency leads to a condition called IUGR, that's called intrauterine growth retardation, where the baby doesn't grow and have the size that is expected at a particular gestational age. Intrauterine growth retardation babies are particularly vulnerable to stresses of labor. They don't have the stamina, the ability to withstand distress that a normal full-team fetus has. So it's really important to know when you have a IUGR baby, because the management may well change.
Pros and cons. Pros. The phenotype affects only family members who have inherited the variant through paternal transmission, a finding that is consistent with the maternal imprinting status of IGF2. Cons. The severe growth restriction in affected family members suggests that IGF2 affects postnatal growth in addition to prenatal growth. issue applied in Ecuador. Further studies are needed to confirm the contribution of IGF2 to prenatal and postnatal growth, as well as to estimate the extent of its contribution.
IUGR is basically, it stands for intrauterine growth restriction. And what that simply means is it's a small baby. Babies can be small inside the mom for several reasons. One of them could be that the mom and dad are just small and therefore the baby's small. Another reason a baby can be small is that the placenta and the umbilical cord, which feed and nourish the baby, are not working well. When a baby is small for dates or small or IUGR, a number of tests are done during the prenatal period. Doctors will do multiple ultrasound tests to see how the baby is growing. Also, doctors will perform tests such as a Doppler flow study. This is a type of study that tests how the flow is going through the placenta to the baby, and if that gets to be too low, they will deliver the baby right away. There are various fetal well-being tests also done to see how the baby is doing. They will put the mother on a monitor to see how the baby's heartbeat is, and they will also test the amniotic fluid which the baby floats in to make sure that's at an adequate level. Now, the problem with this is, when it's an IUGR or small baby, is that they're high risk and they do not handle labor and delivery well. So all these tests are done during the pregnancy to make sure the baby's doing well, and if the baby starts to get into a situation where it's not doing well or not getting adequate oxygen, the baby is delivered right away. You can contact us at 888-419-2229, 818.
Conclusion. In conclusion, the identification of IGF2 mutation in patients with growth restriction indicates that IGF2 not only is a method of intrauterine development, but also contributes to postnatal growth and has pleiotropic effects.
Hi everyone, my name is Dr. AJ Naqshbandi, and I want to share a little mnemonic with the Barone Mafia and for BaroneRocks.com. And today's mnemonic is about intrauterine growth restriction. Now, intrauterine growth restriction, by definition, is if the fetal weight is less than the 10th percent for their gestational age, and we detect that by doing an abdominal ultrasound to look for the abdominal circumference of the fetus. Yeah, so we further divide it into symmetric causes and asymmetric causes. But let's talk about the symmetric causes first. Now, for the symmetric causes, I want you to remember that it occurs before 20 weeks of gestation, and I want you to remember the 3 C's. Yeah, C for chromosomal abnormalities, 21, 18, and 13. I want you to remember C for congenital anomalies, like neural tube defects, ventral wall defects, and also congenital heart defects, and C for congenital infections, like the torch infections. Now, the asymmetric causes. The asymmetric causes, remember that it occurs after 20 weeks of gestation, and it is usually caused by mommy factors. So I made a little mnemonic for you to remember the causes. And the mnemonic is, Mama made poor uterus sick. Yeah, it stands for maternal hypertension, maternal antiphospholipid syndrome. People don't usually think about this, but it definitely does. Placental insufficiency, uterine anomalies, and the big one here, smoking and substance abuse. I hope this helped everybody out, and good luck to the Barone Mafia, and thank you, Dr. Barone, for giving me this opportunity to share this mnemonic with everybody. Good luck, guys.
Thank you.